Firstly, we start with the background of the study. Fast food is defined as the mass-produced food product designed for quick and efficient preparation and distribution that is sold by certain restaurant, concession stand and convenience stores. Fast food has really high demand in the food industry as there are many outlets of fast food restaurants near us. With a cheap and reasonable price, it is affordable for students to buy it at any time. Even though it is tasty and cheap, students must always prioritize eating a wholesome diet in order to keep their body healthy and to avoid any diseases. Next is the body weight. It is defined as the measurement of weight without items located on the person. A person can be identified as normal, underweight or overweight. Body weight may vary among the student depending on how their diet is. Students will be susceptible to memory loss and other harmful diseases due to too much fast food consumption. In order to get a healthy and energetic body, students must be able to control their fast food consumption and at the same time to maintain their body weight as well as possible. Exercising is also crucial for the student to stay fit. Next is the objective of the study. The first one is to determine the type of fast food that students love the most. Then, to investigate the number of fast food consumption among students per month. The third one is to explain the graphical technique used to represent the student body weight and the number of fast food consumption among students per month. After that, to describe the numerical technique used to represent the student body weight and the number of fast food consumption among students per month. And lastly, to identify the relationship between student body weight and fast food consumption per month. For the significance of the study, it is mainly conducted to study the student body weight and their fast food consumption per month. We are focusing on these two variables in order to obtain the result for our study. Besides focusing on collecting the data, we are also trying to spread awareness about the cons of taking too much fast food in a month. Instead of fast food, students should eat a balanced diet that consists of nutritious meals including carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Furthermore, the Google Form link was distributed among the students in order to acquire the data. As a result, we obtained about 30 respondents both from male and female students. Based on each of the records, we have successfully earned the information needed for our study. The last topic for Chapter 1 is the limitation of study. It is about the characteristic of design or methodology that impact or influence the interpretation of the finding from the research or project, and it is involved in every project that has been done. For this group project, there is a limitation in collecting the data because we only use Google Form as the medium to do the survey. In order to get more accurate data, we must at least use more than one survey method. Besides, there is also a limitation with the time constraints. As a student, we will assign with the group project including the deadlines. In order to submit the report on time, we need to do the survey as fast as we can to avoid any problems regarding the project and also the report. The process of completing the project took about 1 month and follow up with the project report. We need to manage our time properly during the project as we need to finish it to meet the deadline for submitting.
First, our study involved 30 respondents which are 18 to 25 years old university students from different courses and faculties. To choose the population members, we use the convenient sampling technique due to no pattern in acquiring them, and we collect the data by using online surveys as our data collection method because it is the easiest way to get higher rate of responses from the respondent globally. We create a form of questionnaire or Google Forms which has been distributed through WhatsApp group consisting of students. Types of variable and scale of measurements can be referred in the table as shown in the slide. Then, we move on to the graphical technique that has been used in our study. Bar chart and pie chart display the qualitative variables. Bar chart is the most commonly used to display numeric values against categorical data in a two-axis plot. Body weight are listed on one axis and one bar is plotted for each category. Pie chart used to represent the student's age and gender because we can visualize the proportion of each category within a circle. Next, quantitative variables are divided into two variables which are dependent and independent variables. Histogram or GIF and frequency polygon describe the variables as it is the common graphical technique that was used with quantitative statistical evaluation. Histogram investigate the symmetry of the data and measure the skewness because it indicates the comparison of the shape, the size of the plot and the distribution of a data in a dataset. A GIF used to display how many values are below a certain upper class boundary, and the frequency polygon represent data by using lines that connect the points plotted for frequency at the midpoint of the classes. Besides, scatter plot were also used in order to display the relationship between the independent and dependent variable, where in our study, the independent variable is number of fast food consumption per month, and the dependent variable is weight in kilograms. By using a scatter plot, we can compare the data side by side which indirectly display the linear relationship between the variables. First, measure of central tendency can summarize all of our obtained values in a dataset in a single number that is placed at the center of the data. The measure of location used to display the position of values in a dataset. based on the first and third quartile. The measure of dispersion, which include the standard deviation, tell us how the data were distributed, and the variance analyze how the individual data relate to each other in a dataset. As for measure of skewness, it helped us to understand the spread and the behavior of the distribution. In order to analyze the shape of distribution, the Pearson coefficient and the box and whisker plot were used. Correlation measure the strength of the relationship between our variables. This is due to correlation analysis being a measure of how closely related those two variables are. Apart from that, the regression used to visualize the trend and make the predictions based on the collected data.
For the data presentation, this is the data that we get from students through an online surveys regarding their weight and their fast food consumption per month. From this table and histogram, we can conclude that there are 30 respondents involved in this study. The target of this study was to see if eating fast food for a month affected body weight. Based on the figure 3.1.1, the majority of respondents consume fast food 7 times a month, with body weight range from 40 kg to 49 kg and 49 kg to 58 kg. For body weight range from 58 kg to 67 kg, they consume fast food 10 times per month. Meanwhile, for body weight range from 67 kg to 76 kg, they consume fast food 4 times per month. Lastly, the least consume fast food compared to others are the respondents with body weight range from 76 kg to 85 kg, who consume fast food 2 times per month. For descriptive statistic analysis, it contains two variables, which is qualitative variables and quantitative variables. The majority of the respondents are within the age range 18 to 21, which is 95.5%, while 30.2% from age range 19 to 21 and 1.3% from age range 22 to 24. 20 out of the 30 respondents, 78.7% were from male and 21.3% were female, which represent another 10 of the 30 respondents. Body weight 58 kg had the most respondent, which is 4 students among the 30 students. There are 3 students among the respondents who have a body weight of 62 kg. Meanwhile, for each body weight of 45, 47, 50, 60, 67 and 70 kg have 2 respondents, and for each body weight 40, 43, 48, 52, 53, 55, 56, 57, 93 and 80 and 83 has only 1 respondent. The most height among the respondent is 163 cm, which is among 4 respondents. For height 178 cm, there are 3 from the respondents. Meanwhile, for each height 156 cm, 160 cm, 165 cm and 173 cm, it has 2 respondents. Mostly for each height got 1 respondent. Instant noodle are the most popular fast food among students, whose number is half of the respondent, which is 19. Other types of fast food such as KFC, McD, MB, Pizza, Subway and snacks have the same number of students, which is 14. Meanwhile, beverages have 11 consumers and dessert have 9, which is the least among all types of fast food. Reveal how much fast food was consumed by students in a given month. Most students consume fast food 5 times per month. 7.3% and 8.2% students consume fast food 6 and 7 times in 1 month respectively. The least amount of fast food consumed by students is 8 times a month, which is only 1.5% of students. There are also 24.1% of the students consume fast food 9 times per month. Meanwhile, 20.9% of students consume fast food 10 times. Lastly, 11 times fast food per month were consumed by 6.0% students. In this chart, 40% of the respondents, which is 14 students, agree with the suggestion to consume fast food only 3 times per month. 32.7% and 21.9% of the students vote 4 and 5 times per month on fast food consumption respectively. Meanwhile, there are no respondents who agree with 6 times per month. Lastly, there are 1 students that agree with 7 times fast food consumption in a month. This table and histogram show the frequency of fast food consumed by students. Sum for this frequency is where the average amount of fast food consumed by students per month is 7.7. Most amount of fast food consumed by students per month is 5 times, and 50% of the students consume fast food less than 8 times per month. Another 50% of the students consume fast food more than 8 times per month. Standard deviation and variance are 2.1359 and 4.5621. For the distribution of data, we're using a box plot where we need to find their max and mean, which is 11 and 5, quartile 1, 2 and 3. The position of first quartile is 5, second quartile is 8, while third quartile is 10. Here is the box plot amount of fast food consumed by student. Then, this table and histogram show the frequency of student against weight in kilogram. Sum for this frequency is where the average body weight kilogram of student is 58 kg. Most of students' body weight is 58.25 kg, and 50% of students' body weight less than 57.36 kg. Then another 50% of students' body weight more than 57.36 kg. Standard deviation is 10.29. The variance is 105.86. For the distribution of data, we're using a box plot where we need to find their max and mean, which is 83 and 40, quartile 1, 2 and 3. The position of first quartile is 50.13, second quartile is 57.36, while third quartile is 63.25. Here is the box plot of students' body weight in kilogram. For the last part in chapter 3, which is correlation and regression, there are scatter diagram, correlation of coefficient, correlation of determination, and regression analysis. Scatter plot showing the association between student body weight and monthly fast food consumption. It is clear from the accompanying diagram that the points have been plotted in alignment. Hence, it can be stated that there is no relationship between a student's body weight and the amount of fast food consumed by students per month. For correlation coefficient, we use Pearson method to find R. The formula is as shown, where we need to find the amount of x, amount of y, amount of x square, y square, and xy. Product moment Pearson's method, R is 0.155, which means there is very weak positive linear relationship between fast food consumption and weight in kilogram. Coefficient of determination of R square is displayed in the table. Based on the analysis, the value of R square is 0.024. This means that the relationship between fast food consumption and body weight have a very weak positive linear relationship. And lastly, for regression analysis, A is 51.783, where the body weight kilogram is estimated to be 51.783 when fast food consumption is equal to 0. B is 0.747, when the amount of fast food consumption increased by 1 time, the student's body weight will increase by 1 kilogram. The simple linear regression equation is y equal to 51.783 plus 0.747x.
To summarize, the study aims to determine the relationship between body weight and the number of fast food consumption per month among students by investigating the number of fast food consumption per month. Based on the study conducted, we can conclude that the higher the amount of fast food consumption, the higher the weight is, but it cannot be determined as the only reason that affecting the body weight. According to the 30 respondents who take part in our questionnaire, a significant number of respondents with a weight range between 58 to 67 kilograms show that they consume fast food 10 times in a month, and majority of them consume instant noodle more than other fast food. Therefore, based on our study, we can summarize that there is no significant relationship between students' body weight and the number of fast food consumption per month, and this is also supported by the analysis of the scatter diagram.